Hi, my name is Kevin McLeod. I'm here to tell you today how to do bunting as a right-handed batter. So basically, if you're a bunter, you become more of an asset to a team. You can increase your batting average from upwards of 30 points. So you can go from a 270 hitter to a 300 hitter, which is a Hall of Famer in the major leagues. You become a better asset to your team, so you can get in the lineup better. And if you're an effective bunter, you can manipulate the defense to allow you to help your team out more. Okay, so basic bunting strategy, there are 4 main types of bunts: the sacrifice bunt, the push, the drag, and the squeeze bunt. First, we're going to start with the sacrifice bunt. So what you're going to do is want to be basically in your nice stance, nice and relaxed in your stance, in your legs, and then as the pitcher begins to separate their hands, so as they get to here, you want to release the bat forward and pivot your back foot. The key to the sacrifice bunt is you want to get the bunt down. So you're going to have the bunt, as the pitch comes in, you want to make sure you're at the top of the strike zone, and you're always getting the bat out early. Also with the sacrifice, your goal is to sacrifice yourself, basically. So what you're doing is you're becoming a team player, and you're giving yourself up to advance a runner to the next base. So in scoring position, so the next player can come in and hit. So basically, you are just sacrificing yourself. Okay, so now we have another view of our batter here. So he's in a nice athletic stance. So remember, the pitcher separates their hands, and the batter then puts their bat in the hitting position for a sacrifice. You want to make sure your hands are higher up on the barrel so that you can have enough control of the bat. So basically, the back, your lower hand is going to act as a rudder, like from a boat. So you can pull it to angle this way or this direction, depending on where you need to place the ball. Sacrifice, your main thing is you want to get the ball down, though. So also, when you're sacrificing, you don't want to, or bunting in general, you don't want to angle your bat head this way or this way. So if a pitch is high, you start at the top of the strike zone. And if you want to get a lower pitch, you want to sink down into your legs to be able to keep your head behind the barrel and put the ball into play. Okay, so now with contact, as a pitch comes in, when you're swinging normally, you ideally go for the barrel of the bat to get more trajectory and bounce off the barrel. But when you're bunting, you want to aim for the top 3 to 4 inches of the bat, so that way you can deaden the ball and avoid having it hit off the bat, because there's enough trajectory from the ball already that it will go towards the pitcher or too hard towards a separate position. You want to be able to hit the ball down and have them make a play instead of the ball coming right to them. When you are bunting, you want to make sure, like I said before, you're at the top of the strike zone. So in contact, the ball comes in and you see a ball. You do not want to bunt a ball. That's the basic line. So you always want to pull back like this. And that avoids you from getting a strike called on you. The next lesson we have is going to be for bunting for a base hit. So you have a drag bunt or a push bunt. So rather than sacrificing yourself like you do in the sacrifice bunt, you want to place the ball more strategically than just getting it down. Okay, so now we have the drag bunt. So again, it is a bunt for a base hit. So unlike the sacrifice where you're having your bat placed out front, you want to create an angle along the third baseline. So what you're trying to do is bunt the ball along the third baseline or close enough to it that the third baseman is forced to charge in and make a good play on you, which often, if placed well, can become a base hit. So with the drag bunt or any type of bunt for a base hit, you want to do it early in the count with the 0-0 count because one of the #1 rules is fair or foul, which means when you bunt it, you want to say your angle, and then you want to have the ball just basically hit off the bat. You don't want to attack the ball in any way. You want the ball to hit the bat and roll into either fair, barely fair on the left field foul line, or foul. Okay, also on the drag bunt, you want to not show the barrel out in front as fast because you are trying to be deceptive. You want to get the barrel out quick enough and set your angle, but you do not want to have your bat out so early that the infielders charge in and are able to make an easier play. A drill that you can do to teach young kids how to experiment with different angles along the third baseline is have them stand there and just place the bat on the angle they want. You can manipulate the backhand rudder and just have them throw soft toss, and you can see where the ball goes. See it now? That's a great bunt right there. So if you change the angle, move your bat forward so you don't have to set the angle, the bunt will head in the opposite direction. So you want to make sure you really emphasize them setting your angle, and then when you come, the bat comes, ball goes down into the right position. Okay, next we have push bunting. And contrary to drag bunting where you set the angle, a push bunt is where you keep the bat in close to yourself and you're ideally trying to aim between 5 to 6 feet to the right of the pitcher's mound, and your distance you want to aim is to right at the edge of the grass. So that way what's going to happen is the second baseman will be forced to charge in, or the first baseman will be forced to come over and be out of position. So with the push bunt, what you're going to do is you're going to be squaring the bat up, but you're keeping the bat in close to yourself. You don't want to have it out as much as here. And as the ball comes in, you're not stepping, you're pushing out towards the ball. So you're still deadening the ball with the first 3 inches of the bat, but what you want to do is have it enough trajectory so that it makes it to the very edge of the grass. When bunting for a base hit, you want to be selective in which way you bunt as well, because if you have, depending on the pitcher, and which arm they release the ball with. So if you're a right-handed pitcher and you're a right-handed batter, they will fall off to the right of the mound. So what you want to do is be able to execute the drag bunt. Whereas if you have a left-handed pitcher, they will fall off to the left side of the mound. So then you will want to be able to execute a push bunt. Okay, so next we have a squeeze bunt. And what a squeeze bunt is a strategy play that's put into play by your signals the coach gives. And we have a runner on third base with less than 2 out. And what they're going to do, as soon as the pitcher lifts their leg and breaks their hands, the guy at third base will sprint towards home. And what the batter's job is to bunt the ball and get it into play. So basically you're doing the same rules as a sacrifice. You want the ball out, but you have to get the ball down. No matter where it is, a ball or a strike, you have to get the ball down. So your goal is obviously not to pop it up and create a double play, and to put it down, sacrifice yourself, and score the run. With any type of bunting, generally sacrifice, you want to make sure that you get the ball down as early as you can in the count, because if you get 2 strikes on you and you bunt the ball foul with 2 strikes, then you are automatically out. And you got to remember that bunting is maybe difficult, but it's an important part of the game. Okay, bunting is a great thing to be able to successfully do because it helps your team you can get on base more, increase your batting average, and become a more well-rounded player.
Thank you for the opportunity to let me bunt for your baseball program.